Welcome back to IGN at Gamescom 2018. I'm Joe, and I'm joined by Victor from Dead Toast, or you are Dead Toast.
Some people say so, yes.
Exactly. And we're going to be showing off My Friend Pedro, which last time we showed this, it was E3. It was the first time anyone but you and I guess friends and family had gotten their hands on with the game.
It's the first time we did the proper reveal. There was some sneaky gifts before, but now, yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that the reaction was fairly positive.
I am still blown away. I'm still haven't quite grasped how well it was received. I mean, all you have to do is look at this game. It is absolutely ridiculous. What's the subtitle? Blood, Bullets, Bananas? Yes, My Friend Pedro, Blood, Bullets, Bananas.
So that pretty much sells the game. I mean, we're not starting on the most normal of sequences. We've got a bike chase scene, cars flipping. That's just how bikes flip.
It's, I tried to make it as physically accurate as possible. I'm not going to lie.
So for those who haven't seen the game before, can you talk us through what My Friend Pedro is on a base level, if that's possible?
Sure. The sentence we normally describe it with is, so My Friend Pedro is a violent ballet about friendship, imagination, and one man's struggle to obliterate anyone in his path at the behest of a sentient banana.
That is a long, nice sentence.
Yeah, it's ingrained in my mind by this point. So.
And for those who don't know what it would mean to do things at the behest of a sentient banana in a gameplay sense, what are we doing moment to moment here?
So I guess it's, I guess this level maybe isn't the best way of showing it, but I'm sure we'll see soon. It's sort of, it's like 2D run and gun platform action with 3D graphics. That has a very heavy focus on sort of acrobacy and making the player feel badass.
That's the thing. When I've gotten my hands on with the game before, it became quickly quite apparent that you could just walk through this game crouching behind things, shooting above them, and you could still get away with it. It would just make you the most boring person alive.
From what I learned watching people play this, some people play like that, like more cautiously, and they still have a good time.
Have you kicked them off though?
It's and then I grab the controller and that's done. No, but it's like with games, it's like that's the beauty of games, really. It's like people can play at their own pace and their own intensity. But yeah, this game it shines the most when you're, once you get comfortable with the controls and you can sort of, like, I tried to give you the cool ingredients, and it's up to you to make the soup.
The gameplay soup.
I don't know. Soup maybe.
So we've got things like slow motion. We've got Max Payne style bullet time. We've got like flips and acrobatics, dual wielding. That's, I think, the thing that's immediately the hardest to grasp, but as soon as you do, it becomes really second nature. So can you talk us through, actually, you know what? Let's wait until we actually see it on screen. Maybe that's the way to do it. So we're at the very start of the game here, so we're just working our way through.
Yes.
I mean, we're showing off the fact that this is a sort of like a run and gun shooter in the sort of, I guess you might call it a twin stick style shooter if you were playing it on the Switch version, for instance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what do you call it? Like, if you play with a gamepad, it's very much like a twin stick shooter. Controls for the aiming, at least. So yeah, you run around like with the left stick, and then you aim freely with the right stick, and then eventually you learn to, or very early in the game, you learn to separate your aim, so you can split, so you can lock on like your left arm on like one enemy while still aiming freely with your right arm. So it's like one of those ingredients for the beautiful soup.
And I know you're not talking about it sort of in depth at this point, but there is a sort of running storyline of some kind here.
There is, yeah. To be honest, the depth of the story is about, like, what you see now on the screen is like that's the opening of the game, and it sort of sets it up. So
it's a pretense for a banana to be able to talk to you.
Yeah. The banana is actually like. There's no deeper reasoning really for it, but it actually provides a pretty good sort of. Once you open it with that, then people kind of like, okay, we're talking through. All right,
well, accept whatever they can get.
Anything can happen.
Now, this is what interests me, right? So, everything we've seen from this game so far has been sort of quite like grim-looking industrial areas, mobsters, a lot of blood, very gritty, very scary. And then there's this bit where we're in a sort of what looks like a banana fantasy land.
Yes, that is pretty accurate description.
Okay, so are we looking at, and I've seen some screenshots that seem to indicate that there are going to be areas that aren't, well, that maybe take place in a Banana Fantasyland. Can you confirm, please, that we will revisit the Banana Fantasyland?
Banana Fantasyland confirmed.
Is playable.
Yes. Yes. So I think the most what we've seen from the game so far is the this sort of aesthetic, but then there are different themes in the game. I think there's like so there's five different themes, one of which is Banana Fantasyland.
Magic. And so, like, is that going to change how we're playing? Are there new mechanics introduced with those things? Like, is it the idea of like cascading, growing mechanics as you work through?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's basically So when I was developing it, I was I had to ground everything fairly, like, it's not physically accurate.
What?
Yeah, but I had to ground everything in a sort of realistic setting of things. And then I had ideas of not so realistic mechanics. And then it's sort of, in a game with a talking banana, it makes sense to, I don't know, yeah. If you visit the banana world, in there physics might behave a little bit different as well.
Okay.
And there are, should I spoil? Yeah. Okay. Exclusive scoop. There are things like propeller hats.
Wait, propeller hats?
Yes.
You're going to have to explain. So, I mean, am I putting on a hat and then I can take off?
Yeah, you find your Pedro's uncle's old propeller hat, and then as you might have seen in the footage, when you do your it's like a dodge move. It's like a little pirouette. Yeah, exactly. So while you have your propeller hat on, when you do the pirouette, you go upwards because you spin your propeller.
So excited for that.
So. Yeah, so there's some silly things in there. It's a fairly short section, so I know not everyone loves when it goes too crazy, but I like it. So
I would be worried for someone who wants to play this game and doesn't want crazy. Like that seems kind of like not the point.
Just get a friend to play through that section. And, be all right.
And obviously we've seen sections before. I mean, apart from the car chase section, we've got a whole section set on. Well, not set on, but you can use a skateboard to travel around, do tricks, and also kick it at people's heads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a few things that sort of like additional things that you can skip it. For example, the skateboard is there, it's just in the environment. If you discover it, you're meant to discover it quite well, but you have the option of just skipping as well. But why would you? Yeah, while you're on it, you can sort of like if you jump, you do like a kickflip. You can still combine it with your like say the pirouette move. And then you do like little twirls. So it's sort of like what I would love to see is like when somebody plays this later, if they actually make like a little skate video or something.
That'd be
like,
so good.
Yeah.
And you have got sort of skate game reminiscent combos and point scores and things like that in there.
Exactly.
I mean, so how deeply is that ingrained in what you're doing? Are you getting gameplay benefit for that, or is it just for the benefit of showing off to your people?
Yeah, it's more showing off. I think like because. I discovered there's sort of this, different kinds of players. Some people just want to, finish the game, have the sort of designed experience, and that's that. But then, it's an excuse for you to, if you want to play it again. And if,
the whole room's just gone off because they've seen the kickflip ricochet kill.
Yeah, because why not?
And I know that you've shown off before as well the fact that at the end of a level, your kind of play of the game, for want of a better word, is going to be displayed, and you can, on the PC version at least, make a GIF out of that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so it tries to capture like a cool moment. Like, it tries to capture the coolest moment. It's not intelligent enough yet to always get the coolest moment, but it tries to capture a cool moment, and you have the option of saving it as a GIF or like tweeting it straight from the game as well.
So that's how people are going to make their skate videos. Just try to get the coolest moment to be some skating.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. In the hair, I like this bit. So if you jump and you can like kick so it's the same with like when you use the shotgun or like there's explosives and you see you can blow the enemies into bits, and then. And then you can use those like body parts as weapons as well. So if you kick that into the face of another enemy, you knock them out. And the same with the frying pan you might have seen before as well.
Oh yeah.
Like you can kick that into someone's face, or you can kick the frying pan in the air and you shoot the frying pan and the bullets like ricochet off onto nearby enemies.
So good. It's just recycling.
Yeah.
It's very, here we go. Here's the cool moment.
That's a cool moment.
And in terms of we talked about the reaction to the game. Like you've had, I mean, just on one gameplay piece we put up on YouTube on IGN, we hit over 1 million views, like, very quickly. You must have had so much feedback about this game. Has it changed how you're approaching making things? Like, have you had ideas given to you by fans, or?
There's always ideas. Yeah. From so many ideas. But actually, like for me personally, I was quite happy. Like at the point when we did the bigger reveal, most of the sort of creative work in the game is like pretty much done. Like because it's just me doing it, and like it's amazing getting all this like attention on the game and things, but it also adds a bit of pressure.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And yeah, I feel like what's there now, it's a cohesive experience, like in a slightly uncohesive way occasionally. But yeah, so it's sort of like all came from the same place. It's not like yeah, I didn't feel pressure to change anything now, but like it got bigger or anything. But
it felt like people wanted what you'd already made.
Yeah,
that must be a good feeling.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, and the thing that I really want to clear up is when we put up that gameplay footage, which I know for a fact, as I was there, was you playing the game, right?
Yes, that was, yeah.
A lot of the comments under there going, this guy can't play the game. Can you please confirm to people that it was you playing the game and that you are amazing at the game?
I did play the game indeed, and but a point on that is that even though like I've been making this for getting close to 4 years now, and you know obviously play it every day, and that's the thing. So people were complaining on a few bits of the gameplay, and I guess you could spin that and show that it's like even though you might be like very good at the game, you can still always get better. And it's like often when I record a lot of footage, obviously I do multiple takes to make sure to get just the right timing on things, just for presentation's sake sometimes. But what I look forward to is like I know there's going to be players out there who they're going to be ultimate masters on all the bits. So you know, I'm looking forward to seeing better gameplay.
Exactly, the challenge is out.
Yeah.
Do better than you. Yeah. And it's not long to wait. It's early 2019?
Yeah, early 2019.
PC and Switch.
That's right.
That is very exciting. Thank you so much for joining us, man. It is always a pleasure to look at my friend Pedro.
Always a pleasure.
And I cannot wait to see more. There is so much more coming from IGN at Gamescom, so stick with us. But for now, from me, goodbye.